Yo! What's good, y'all? It's Project Minutes. We're back again with another video. This is going to be me talking about what went down. And I didn't record this video the day I wanted to, so I got to do it now. You know, it's a little late, but I'll good. This past Monday, on Monday Night Raw, they was in my neck of the woods, Bham, Birmingham, Alabama. Anyway, they was in my neck of the woods, you know what I'm saying, hometown boy, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so the show, I was going to the rewind. I think the show I gave it like an 8 out of 10, but I was just gonna go over certain highlights of the show, man. You know, we started off the night with the new women's world champion Naomi coming in, baby. You know what I'm saying? After successfully cashing in the briefcase on the Sunday before that, or the day previous, technically, successfully on the Io Sky, and there's a triple threat between her, Io, and Rhea, and boom, new women's world champion started the show, and she said, "Y'all weren't feeling the glow, but you're feeling me now, right?" Good, excuse me, because they try to say that we deserve it, or I said we deserve it. They tried to say that you deserve it and stuff like that, and then she followed up with that, and basically she was just talking her ish, you know, talk about how good she is, and that, you know, she basically was tired of the BS. She didn't say BS, but tired of the BS that was going on SmackDown, and that, hey, what did she say? Oh yeah. She was saying that she was tired of the BS that was going on SmackDown, and how people were playing into kind of what the IWC, the internet community, was thinking as far as wrestling is concerned. Because people were thinking, like, you know, me and others were like thinking that she was going to cash in at maybe SummerSlam on Tiffany Stratton, because she's going to be in there with Jade, and they have their whole history. So she was basically saying that she was tired of dealing with that, and that y'all don't know the next move I'm going to make. Y'all don't know the move I'm going to make until I make it. And saying that, yeah, she's the top person on Raw now, you know what I'm saying? Which is great to see, man, especially when it's a sister, you know what I'm saying? Doing her thing and doing it well, man. She's doing great with her character. And yeah, she said to then proceed with caution. And that brings out Rhea Ripley. Crowd did say the proceed with caution with her, so they starting to get with that line right there, man, getting with that statement. But Rhea Ripley comes out, of course, she gets a big pop, and she basically says what you would think, right? That she robbed her of taking the title away from Io Sky and finally beating Io Sky in general, because she hasn't beat her before and still hasn't because of Naomi cashing in, and how she wants to get a match with her and all this other stuff. Io comes out and demands for a rematch and tells Rhea to get to the back of the line, and then Rhea was telling Io, I think they were both telling each other basically to get in the back of the line, and I think she said that, and Naomi was like, "I don't know what you just said, but it doesn't matter, basically, because yeah." I don't know what she said after that, because I'm doing this like days removed, so I'm trying to remember the lines. But anyway, my OBS is telling me to turn the settings down. That's what's distracting me. Anyway, I'm gonna do it after this video though. Anyway, sorry if it's freezing. Brings out Adam Pearce, and he does the typical, right? You see 3 women in the ring, or you see 3 individuals in general in the ring, and that must mean make a triple threat. So it's going to be a triple threat match. Even though, you know, Rhea, you know, had a great match, you know, at Evolution. I said Women's Evolution. And so they're going to have a triple threat now with Naomi, Rhea, and Io. The benefit, or I say the positive to this, is obviously Naomi's being the champ is always a positive. Being in a much different role too, so she's really done well with that as well, her character as a heel. And also Rhea and Io being against her is kind of like, it's gonna be a great match, don't get me wrong, but I think WWE, even it's like almost like when they know it's gonna be a great match, like this is gonna be another match of the year contender we were probably coming up on. The women been killing it this year for that. Yeah, like it's gonna be a great match, but I think they see that and think, well, we should throw out all the logic in this, and that's Rhea getting another freaking shot. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually like Rhea, you know what I'm saying? You know, I know some people don't, just because maybe she's booked too powerful or whatever, or maybe she keeps getting opportunity after opportunity. And I get she's a big star, but I just wish they would if they're going to have her in the match, they should do that a lot more logically, because Io, it makes sense, right? She was the champion. Usually it makes sense for the champion to at least get one rematch after losing the world title. You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes more sense for that. But with Rhea, it's like, how does she get another? Again, I'm not saying she shouldn't be in this match. I'm saying they need to logically get her into this match because they didn't do it in the triple threat that they had. That was great at WrestleMania when it was Rhea, Io, and Bianca. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even logically write her into it. Like, she lost her title, and Bianca qualified for the Elimination Chamber, and they even mentioned that on television. The characters in the involved, or the people involved, even mentioned that. And yeah, so like for some people, she basically just whined her way into another world title shot. Because, bro, Io, even then, with the match she had with Io at Evolution, right? She was picked by Io because there was really nobody else on the roster. Loses that match, and then somehow gets to have another world title. So I'm not against her having a world title match. I'm just against them not trying to logically write her, because this is the second this year, by the way. This is the, like I said, the one at Mania and now the one at SummerSlam, two of the bigger shows they have. She's once again involved in a triple threat for the world title. Like, they haven't made her earn it. There's no contenders match. There's no nothing. They just, well, you know what? Rhea's a big enough star and she complained enough. We should give her another title shot. So I just wish they would logically put her in it. Like, don't just put her in it just because she's a name. Like, that works once, but when you keep doing that over and over again, it starts, like, losing its luster, and it starts, like, not making sense anymore. But anyway, it should be great nonetheless. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria had a great 2 out of 3 falls match. Crowd was really into it. Crowd was pretty good tonight. You know, thank you for Bham, Roll Tide Roll, babes. Appreciate y'all for putting in the energy, especially for the ladies on the show. But yeah, they had a match. And Lyra ended up winning it. Bayley got the first fall, Lyra got the second one, and then Lyra got the third one. And Becky came out in the red and yellow. I think she was really playing to the Becky Hogan things that people be saying on the internet about her, funny enough. We just said about Rhea. But yeah, she came out there, raised the title at her, and nothing happened. So they're going to have that match at SummerSlam, because that was the 2 out of 3 falls match, what it was for. Don't know what they're going to do with Bayley. Like I said, the 2 out of 3 falls was for Lyra. Whoever won that qualified for, or was going to get a title match against Becky at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental Women's Championship. So it's going to be Lyra and Becky again. You know, they had good matches. All three of these girls have really had good chemistry. Becky, Bayley, Lyra, they've all had good chemistry together, whether it's one-on-one or triple threat. They've all done really well. So it should be a good match. I just hope they can further interest in it, because it's like, think about it. Lyra and Becky have now faced each other 2 times, 3 times if you count the NXT title match that they had at that time in, 2024 maybe? That was, I forget, maybe 2024 or 2023, something like that. So hopefully they can make this more interesting than just that they can have good wrestling matches. Because it seems kind of like that's how we're getting all these matches, right? Like, Rhea's in it because, well, she can wrestle and she's a star. And then Lyra's in it because, well, they can wrestle. So it's just, I hope they get more energy onto how we're going to build up this next match. Sorry for the freezing. The next match that they're going to have. But anyway, is there anything else notable that happened on the show before I get to the main event? Oh yeah, Braun Breaker came out there, or Gunther came out there and talked about how he beat Goldberg and stuff like that, and how he's waiting for who's the next to, face him so that he can have his opponent to beat at SummerSlam. Out comes Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman earlier in the night also said that Seth Rollins' injury, which I just posted about Seth speaking on it, was irrelevant for now because he has a whole year to cash in the briefcase, so he's not going to be injured for a whole year or out for a whole year or anything like that. But anyway, Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker came out there, and Paul Heyman basically just hyped up, or did the "My name is Paul Heyman," and Gunther was like, "Hey, I ain't, respect to you, but I ain't interested in nothing you saying." And Braun Breaker, he stopped him from leaving the ring by just standing in his way. And yeah, Paul Heyman basically was telling him that Braun Breaker is going to be the next world champion, and he was off and hyping up Braun Breaker. So Gunther got up out of the ring, and that was a nice little segment there, talking about how he retired Goldberg and think of a few match down the line with Braun Breaker, which is fantastic. Just they're for their aggression raise. It should be one hell of a clash. But on the tales wise, but I remember from the show, I didn't watch it back to refresh the mind or anything. But main time, I think it was Braun Breaker, Penta, LA Knight, Jey Uso, and CM Punk. It was 5 people in this gauntlet match. And whoever wins the gauntlet match is going through at SummerSlam. And so first off, with Braun Breaker and Penta, Braun speared Penta off of a springboard, 1, 2, 3. And that came out, I think it was Jey Uso. No, LA Knight. It was that came out. I think there was somebody involved in that match, and that led to LA Knight taking the 1, 2, 3 to Braun Breaker. Jey Uso comes out there, No, that's when Braun Reed showed up. That's when he showed up. Jey Uso tied. I think both Jey Uso and not got here for the 1-3. And the last person to come down was CM Braun had a good little back and forth and stuff like that. And in the Jey Uso took out Braun Reed and with ETS on the Braun Breaker 1-2-3, and we saw CM Punk versus for the World Heavyweight Championship. So coming off of his WWE Championship match that he had at Night of Champions with John Cena at PLE, he had a match with Gunther, another world title match, which he won by Gauntlet and stuff like that, which I felt was the right decision, man. We haven't seen a Gunther and Punk match. They've operated a feud, and it's great on the mic. Gunther's been getting good on the mic as well. And that bull type role, it should be for build that they let them really look up on the promos for these next, 3 weeks? Yeah, SummerSlam is coming pretty quick. So these next 2-3 weeks, hopefully they let them just freaking go super hot on the microphones. They not getting this how much to build. That's the thing. They're giving this SummerSlam match between Punk and Gunther a lot of time to build, because think about it, by the time we have like 2 weeks left or something, so I wish we would have made this a little earlier. That way we would have had like to build matchup, but they got PLEs doing right in events left and right. They don't even be having time to build their matches up because they always building up towards the next PLE. The next PLE, I would kind of cut down on some of the PLEs so that you just give you that really build up the matches, especially bigger ones like SummerSlam, because then they got another PLE after SummerSlam in the same month, clash in pairs. So anyway, I think this Reed came back to the ring after him and Jey, but Jey came back, beat him down. Braun Breaker beat down Punk, and as Bronson Reed was going to go to the top rope, the man that finally got off the island, Roman Reigns music plays. Roman comes out there, man. He's back. He's returned for the 18,000 time with be a hard time. Superman punched Braun Breaker. Superman punched Bronson Reed. Basically took them out and helped his bro Jey Uso. And then Punk kind of, I like how he was like sarcastic. Punk, you're not gonna help me out. Like kind of like basically help me. And not Roman over there like, nah, man, I ain't helping you up. You grown. You can get up. You ain't basically. And so man, that was an explosive way to cap off the show. So Roman coming back into the mix. Some people are thinking maybe we get a SummerSlam match between Roman, Jey, and then Bronson. I don't know, because they're already doing a celebrity match with Randy Orton, another celebrity. You know, he's been really good and stuff like that. And Logan Paul, entire. So if they're gonna do that match, I don't know. I'd be them doing a tag. One has to believe that this was himself. They're not gonna have Roman miss SummerSlam. So one would have to think that this probably was supposed to be versus Seth SummerSlam, because Seth is gonna be out a bit. They're probably gonna have to do this tag match. I'm guessing this would have supposed to be Roman at SummerSlam, but who knows what it's gonna be. It was a good Monday Raw. I think I got 8 right. It flowed by pretty well. And we'll do as the time goes on what happens with SummerSlam. But y'all let me know in the comments down below. Are y'all stuck on SummerSlam? See the card unfolding or seeing what it's looking like? Are you getting thrilled? I think so far we got what? That's official. I think we got Punk versus Gunther for the World Championship, Cody versus Johnson for the WWE, Sydney Stratton versus Jey for her WWE Women's Championship, Naomi as the Women's World Champion versus Io and versus Rhea, and like I said, the celebrity